Hello, I am your new favorite, JJ Caballero, joined by the lovely Goins, Casey Goins, and this is MonoStereoVideo, a podcast about movie music. I'm a songwriter, producer, DJ, while Casey is an amazing hairstylist and salon owner, and we love movies and music, and this is the perfect opportunity to talk about music and movies and the cultural impact they have on the world around us. Yeah, that worked. All right, cool. How's it going, love?
You're stupid. I'm good.
All right. I like that one. That one
You're
worked.
silly.
Awesome. Super happy with that. All right. Good. I'm going to keep that. I might even snip that and just copy it every podcast, copy it every episode from here on out. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. I'll rehearse it.
What you gotta do?
Yeah, I like that I can recite that by memory.
Yeah.
I do like that.
Well, yeah, you say it enough times.
Yeah, and I can pull it out in my back pocket and stuff, just in case if I need to. I don't know. Now that we got people that listen to us on a consistent basis, I mean, at least one we know of specifically.
No, several.
Yeah.
It's a lot of my people, and
It's
I
a
love
lot of your
that.
people,
I
yeah.
love that about my people.
Yeah, I love that about your people too.
Yeah, and then special shout out to Alexis.
That's what I was gonna say.
Flores.
Yeah.
It's gonna be her birthday on the 24th.
Okay, her birthday's on the 24th.
Wish her a happy birthday. Text her, Instagram her.
Happy early birthday from us.
Tell her happy birthday. She's been one of my best friends since 6th grade.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. Let's see, Amy has been one of my best friends since 8th grade. Jimmy since college. Fancy since I don't know, mid 2013.
I don't know why I'm just noticing this,
What's
but
that?
all of your peoples have an E.
Oh, that's wild, huh?
Amy, Jimmy, Fancy, Casey.
Yeah. Casey, Missy, shout out
Yeah,
Missy too. Yeah. Wow, all the E's. Adrian since 5th grade. Adrian since 5th grade, baseball.
Hi,
Yeah.
baseball.
Oh man, the only reason I was in baseball was because I hung out with Adrian and Isaac all the time. That was the only fucking reason. I stuck with it, and because
Yeah. You're I'm gonna get to see them here.
Yeah,
I gotta do
and
this.
it was cool. Everybody, we're all friends. The shout out. I don't know if they'll ever listen to us. Shout out to Steven Aguirre. Shout out to Eric. Friends of ours that I saw Eric on Annie's podcast. Actually, I think he's in the sheriff's department now.
Oh, okay.
Shout out. And I saw. Where does Steven work? I would see Steven out. But fuck, where the fuck did he work? Or he lived on my street and at some point too. Either way. It's just funny, the kids you play baseball with and you grow up and you're like, oh shit, and Adrian's doing big boy things and stuff too. Shout out to Adrian, yeah, that's awesome. I love you, dude. I'm sorry I didn't include you in the initial E. There's no Adrian E, I guess. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, no, it's not the E, and it's not like I would have thought of that. I was just listing the E's that I could think of.
Yeah. But yeah, it's the...
And E's we mean Y's.
And I know.
Just sounds like an E.
This is what today's episode is. For the most part, it's a little catch up. We've done a couple of watch-alongs. The watch-alongs were very exhausting. I would have to say myself. I feel...
It's because you're doing most of the talking.
Doing most of the talking.
Because I don't know if I can watch along. I can watch, but I can't. I'm going to comment when I normally would.
Yeah.
When something funny happens or it's my favorite part or
Yeah.
But just the pressure of you wanting me to say something so often, it's not easy for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm watching the movie and listening to what they're saying and it's distracting me and I'm not hearing what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
Yeah. I get that.
Those ones are hard for me.
It would, yeah. It's pretty difficult. I think, I don't know,
if we could just play the movie and let us make our little interjections here and there,
yeah,
that'd
we'll make
be fine.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah, I guess I don't know if I'm overcompensating for like airtime and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I figured like hearing the movie wouldn't like that's the point. It's a watch along. I
Yeah,
don't
we're
know.
watching along.
And
Yeah.
people are
I
listening
still
to us while they're doing shit they don't want to be doing.
Yeah, that's true. And I still have to like, I have to comment. I feel
I
like I have to
know. I
comment.
know.
Yeah, I feel like I have to
Yeah.
comment. So thank you all for enduring those with me, enduring me during those.
And the mouse.
Yeah, and the
The hungry mouse.
I mean, like we got pretty good. Okay, so these last couple of like the faculty one was that. The faculty one was that. The Scream 2 and Scream 3 ones weren't that. They totally were not. You couldn't. There wasn't a lot of that going on. So we did good. We trained the mouse well. We found a groove. I would like it to. I would like to try to record the episode watching a movie on the big screen downstairs.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we project downstairs. We project from a projector on our big wall, and I think that'd be a cool way to try to do the movie.
And how big would you say, like, if that were to be an actual TV, what is that, like a 60, an 80?
75
Okay.
inch, maybe.
See, I'm like, why would you buy a TV that size
Oh
when you
man,
can
I don't
just
know.
project it?
I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Didn't we see something weren't we watching something where somebody had like a huge ass TV like that or
I think I don't remember where we saw it, but I know we commented on that. Like, whoa, like that's taking up your whole, you know
and
what
then
I
it was
mean?
on a
Like,
it was on a swivel type thing too, and that kind of
mhm.
freaked me the fuck out. I was like, what the fuck? That's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to my friends that have big TVs. Why do you guys do that? Why? Like my dad's a big TV guy. Like, I don't.
But it's
Chapo was
also, think
too,
about it, like they're not, your dad doesn't, I mean, I'm sure when you were kids, he did. I know he took you
Yeah.
guys to the movies a lot, but
Yeah.
he's not
yeah.
going to the movies now. Like he's watching his shit at home.
He's watching
so
all his sports.
he wants to have that,
Yeah.
like, set up, like, at
all
home.
his sports, the way I said it.
So, like, I get it. Like, if you're never leaving the house, but, like, we like to go to the movies and we like to see it there. I don't want that experience is not going to happen in my house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's not the same for me. Like, I like going to the movies, just not to Cinemark. Nothing
Yes.
against Cinemark. It's just the crowd at Cinemark.
Everything
I don't care
against
for
normal people movie theaters.
And like I get it. Like when I tell people that like we're going to the Alamo and stuff, like we're ridiculous. It's fucking expensive.
It's fucking
Like,
expensive. We're snooty about
it's
it.
expensive to buy the ticket, and then we're gonna fucking eat there. Like we're
Yeah.
not dumb. Like I know we're gonna eat there.
Yeah.
So anytime we go there, it's like $100.
I know we spend so much money there.
It's
They
like
have
$100.
so much of our money. Yeah, I know. That's like, but we're okay. We're okay. We're good.
No, I'm
We're
just
good.
saying, like it's like
Yes.
we don't have kids.
Yeah.
We don't have pets.
No.
Like that's what we're choosing to spend
I don't have
our
a car
money on.
payment.
I don't have a car payment.
Yeah, we're both we're fine.
Car paymentless.
Yeah, that's pretty. Thank goodness for that right now
Mhm.
at this present moment.
Yeah, I'm getting to that point where I'm like, I wouldn't mind having a car
Yeah,
payment.
Casey's. Yeah, it's
Like
been a
I wouldn't
thing.
mind a ridiculous car payment. Don't get me
Yes,
wrong,
yes.
but I wouldn't mind
But yeah,
a new car payment.
thank you very much, though. Thank you very much for all our listeners for consistently listening to all our friends that we just shouted out right now. Well, I know Alexis and Adrian listen consistently, and they're there. So
And
shout outs to you guys. You guys
Carolyn's
rock.
been
Oh, shout
listening.
out.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Who else? A lot of my clients, like several
Yes,
of
shout
them,
out
have
you
been saying
guys.
that they've been
Yeah.
listening. So that I think that's awesome.
That's
and
super awesome.
I'm hoping that it doesn't
Look,
hinder their thought of me before listening to the
Yes.
podcast, because
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm at work. Like I'm gonna
Nah.
keep it
Casey workaholic.
semi-professional. Like everybody's
think
getting to
we're-
know me, but it's not the same as like
Listen,
I'm here. Like
Yeah.
I'm in my house. I'm
I don't
gonna
think-
say what
I
I
don't think you
want.
say anything different.
I
That
mean,
you
I
say with
don't. It's
those-
just more
with
like I
thems.
definitely cuss a lot more.
Yes. Okay.
And if
yeah.
you already know me and you think I cuss a lot, like I mean, I'm cussing a lot more
Yeah.
at home, definitely.
I know I'm more extreme. I know if they go further back, they're gonna find it. They're gonna dig up some episodes where I'm just going off. I'm just
Mhm.
going off by myself. I'm going off by myself.
Just an angry little person.
I'm just going off by myself. So I mean, but I'm a cool guy. Like I can be there and I can chill, but I'm opinionated. I'm not
You
not
are
opinion. I
opinionated.
am opinionated,
I
and
think we're
like
both pretty opinionated. We just have our opinions on what we want to shout those opinions out about are different too.
yeah, yeah, like I get it. I get it. And I don't mean to make my listeners uncomfortable or anything. But I also very much am like we curate the people that we want to listen to us, I
Exactly,
think.
yeah.
And like I think they reflect who we are. I want an accepting community. I want people that I like we talk about gay shit all the time. Like I mean, it's cuz that's what it is. You know what I mean? Like it's
Mhm.
cuz we love the community
Mhm. Our
and our
friends, our
friends, our
family.
family, and it's work that we do. Like we watch a lot of cinema. That's that,
Mhm.
and it's an expression of. I mean, well, I mean, I don't know. Like with the art that we watch, with everything that we see, especially like Velvet Goldmine, right?
Mhm.
Like something like that. Where it was tons of it was just like, yeah, and fuck, I was like, fuck you if this makes you uncomfortable.
Uh-huh.
Which, I know it's a little brash and stuff. Um, but it's also like
It's also not false.
it's not
Like,
false.
yeah.
Like it's like especially I mean now, like we're in
Mhm.
a post-election world now.
Mhm.
Just to bring it up, bring it back to reality a little bit. Like I mean, this space is a bastion of free speech,
Mhm.
right? And I think that like
Bastion. I got now. I'm like, oh, I
Bastion.
want to watch that now.
Yeah, we could probably let's see if we find it. Let's see if we find it.
Never
Anyway, but is it
ending
and
story.
like it's just that like I think this when I started listening to podcasts, it was a bunch of like weirdos and funny people and like people that were just going sober and people from all different walks of life that was like,
Mhm.
oh, I guess you can like just you can speak your mind and you can talk like that. And it was people that were cussing more and they were
Mhm.
feeling like more agency over what they
Yeah,
did
like
and
stuff that you couldn't just
you
do
couldn't
on
just do on
regular
TV or
television
radio.
and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And like that, I feel like that's why people come to this space. I know it's gotten bigger in that there's like a Conan O'Brien and
It's
there's like a
more
serial.
saturated
It's
for
a little more
sure.
saturated for
Mhm.
sure.
Mhm.
But even that, like Conan's like he's a lot more fucking crass on his show. He's a lot more fucks and a lot more,
No,
you
no,
know what I
I
mean?
get it. I know
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
that,
yeah.
but we're not Conan.
Yeah, no, yeah, but I'm sure, like for sure on that. But I mean, there's always been how can I say it? I understand if people are coming in, listening, and then thinking we're coming in hot.
Yeah. I mean, but that's
But this
why
is
you
the where
gotta.
this is the space.
Mhm.
This is honestly the space to do that. So
Mhm.
like I I know I get extreme. Like I've at my day job I've had it like today we had a team meeting and I had to like, hey guys, I know how I am and I know
Mhm.
like so I apologize for coming out hot.
Mhm.
But also I kind of don't. I kind of like I'm just kind of like
Sorry, not
sorry
sorry.
not sorry. Like I'm coming in hot, but I'm coming in hot from a good place.
Mhm.
Like I'm coming in hot because I think the world should be better for all of us.
Mhm.
And I think humanity, like when we say like free Palestine, I know some people think that's
Yeah,
that's a
like us
controversial thing.
saying free Palestine is not us being anti-Jewish by any means at
Yeah,
all. Like
no,
I
no, no.
know
We're not
like a lot
anti-Semitic.
of
We're yeah,
a lot of people like
are
immediately
equating
go
it.
there
Yeah.
like, oh, and it's not that at all. It's
Mm-hmm.
just we're not a fan of war, like any war.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like
Zionism is not Judaism. That is not like and that's what's happening right now is
mhm.
there is a conflation of the two things going on in the mass media because
Mhm.
that's what normal people watch,
Yeah.
like there's anti-Semitism when it's not that. When it's
Mhm.
like the kids on the campuses that are protesting the Zionist government, which
Mhm.
is like a whole other like set of beliefs that doesn't define Judaism. And
Yeah.
there's in fact tons of Jewish students and Jewish people. Like there's organizations called Code Pink is an organization. These little old Jewish ladies who go and talk to these people, talk to lawmakers
Mhm.
and people on TV and stuff like that, and there's like a Jewish Voice for Peace that are out there, like, so that's what's happening. Like it's the conflation of it, which
Mhm.
like I feel like us defining where we stand and everything like that, like, and saying like, yes, free Palestine, like I feel like that's like a declaration, like, like, I mean, but also like you're saying, like, it's exactly like we're not anti-Jewish. We're not.
Mhm.
We know that there's, and you like, just know that like people lie to you and people conflate things to
Mhm.
try to
It's
separate us.
agenda. It's always
There's an
agendas.
agenda. There's
Yeah.
agenda. I mean, I mean, my agenda is leftist. Is leftist propaganda for the most part, but like not to the point where I'm like, you blah, 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 blah. Like,
Like you're not trying to convince anybody or like shove it down. You're just
nah,
saying like this is what I believe.
this is what
Like
I
you can
believe.
believe what you
Yeah,
want, but this is my
this is our show.
opinion
Yes.
and belief.
Yeah, my opinion, my belief.
Mhm.
Um, and I love movies and music, and I like to talk about music and movies.
You're stupid. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't know. Like that's been. I mean, I've been hot after the
No, I
election.
know, I know.
It's been like so.
And I know it's not easy for you because
Yeah.
like I know you wish you could like bounce all that and like me get in like but I'm
No,
not
no.
like
Like I don't even want to be so much like that. Like I wanted to I wanted it to be the Democrats this year because I didn't want to fucking have to like I don't have to think about it anymore. I could come at it from a leftist point of view, and if I'm doing it in a Democratic like without the threat of a Trump, oh man, it's like so much like there's much more weight, and then you're not gonna hear all these like now we're in for like it's gonna not be good. Like, so, like, it's gonna be harder, and we're gonna have to make more of an effort, like, to band together as community and stuff, because that's
mhm.
all we can do. Because protesting, who knows how that's gonna go from now on?
Right? That's gonna
Fucking
turn into like
yes,
okay, if you're protesting for the wrong quote unquote
yes, they're gonna attack
thing.
you.
Yeah, exactly.
They're
So
gonna
it's
attack.
like
It's gonna
that's
probably be illegal now, like in certain states and stuff. I mean,
yeah, that's why like the only thing you can do is use your voice and
just don't there's already like broadcasters from like MSNBC and CNN like trying to make their bid to get in good with the graces of like the Trump administration. Hey, we want to go talk to Donald Trump, and like it's such wuss
mhm.
shit. It's such like baby like pussyfoot shit, like
Mhm.
such like disgusting like ew,
Yeah.
ew, like, and like I feel like there's going to be more of that
Mhm.
in society, normalizing the things that Trump does.
That's why well, that's also why I want
And it's not
we
normal.
need
He's
to
not normal.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
like the only other thing we can do is move to a
Oh
place that
yeah,
has,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
No, yeah, for sure, for
But I
sure.
mean either way, let's
Either way,
either way.
we went to go see a movie called Heretic this past week.
Mhm.
That was pretty good. We actually started watching Yellow Jackets again,
Yeah, just because and I'm
just
glad we
because
did
Sophie
because
Thatcher.
like seeing Melanie Linsky's post today, I was like,
Yeah, I
"Ooh."
know
And
it
then
just
Valentine's
happened. Uh
Day like
huh.
see, and I feel like that's a little bit of
Yellow Jackets coming
kismety
back,
too. I
baby.
know it's gonna sound flighty and ridiculous of me, but remember how I told you like Valentine's Day lands on like where it's like a 4-day weekend kind of
Yes.
deal?
Yeah.
So I'm like, ooh, like that would be fun because there's like when I'm trying to plan my birthday thing still because I'm turning 40 in January.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
goodies. So like I'm still trying to plan and I'm like there's a lot of stuff that's kind of happening, but like near Valentine's Day. And I'm like, well, that's not that far away from my
Yeah.
birthday. And like we're already doing the Nashville thing for the class and you know what I mean? Like
Why don't we
so it's
go
just
camping or cabin or something
no, I
for?
know that's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
that's what you're
Like
thinking?
um um
Sorry.
I lost my train of thought. Um no, I'm saying since it's such a long like there's stuff happening, so I'm like we could make a thing out of that and like you like yeah,
Down.
I'm down. Like we could stop at the hot spring and then go stay somewhere, however, you know?
Okay. Cool.
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so we watched Heretic.
Yeah, we went to Alamo, Snooty Alamo, and we watched Heretic, and it was awesome. We had a great
Yeah.
time. Food was great,
Mhm.
and it was very comfortable. And The movie, what did you think? Well, okay, what did you think?
For me,
First thing, thoughts.
for me it was like because I'm not very informed on many religions, like,
Uh-huh.
you know what I mean? I'm just not.
Yeah.
And like you know what you know, or however you grew up or whatever. So just hearing his, like, since he was talking about like he studied all of these and like doing
Yeah. Yeah.
comparison and how a lot of them have the, like, I didn't know or realize how similar a lot of religions are. Like, I just didn't know that. So for me it was like a documentary. Like, I felt like I was learning. I was like, oh,
There was a lot of
like
dialogue.
it
Yeah.
was like that.
Very
So
wordy. Very
yeah, there
wordy.
was a lot of talking,
Tons
and
of
then,
words.
but it wasn't, to me, it didn't feel forced or like you're like, okay, like quit talking. But if you don't like movies like that, then obviously it's gonna bother you to some degree.
It was directed by two dudes, dude Scott Beck and Brian Woods. Scott Beck and Brian Woods did that movie Haunt.
Which one was that one again?
The one where, okay, so it's those masks. We watched it on Shudder. I think it was a Joe
Mm-hmm.
Bob. It
Okay.
was one where it's people going into like a fun house or like a
Mm-hmm.
haunted house, and it is like people in masks killing these other people, and it's like a new take on it. It was like a newer
Okay, I
it was a
remember
newer
now.
movie. So they did that
Mm-hmm.
one. They did that one with shit, what's his name? Adam Driver, 65. It's like a future dinosaur movie or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They did that. A movie called The Bride Wore Blood. Oh, they're doing a Hunt too, I guess. Cool.
Mm.
Oh, okay, awesome. They also wrote that movie The Boogeyman. Oh, okay, so Sophie Thatcher was in The Boogeyman.
Oh,
They
she
wrote
was.
that.
I
Yeah.
Did we watch that?
No,
Okay,
I
I
don't
was like, I don't
know.
remember.
And then A Quiet Place. Somebody was a writer on that one. Let's see. Let me look that up. Let's see. Written by Scott. Oh, both of them. Both of them. They're the dudes that wrote A Quiet Place. The dudes that wrote this movie, and wrote and directed this movie. Ah, cool. Cool. Hugh Grant, Chloe East, Sophie Thatcher. Hugh Grant. What's your favorite Hugh movie? Hugh.
I mean, I wouldn't say I don't have a favorite Hugh movie just because he wasn't
Humby.
on my,
Yeah.
like, the movies he was doing at the time when I, like, I guess knew his name or whatever, like, there were rom-coms or mostly stuff of
Yeah.
that, so I wasn't really caring. They were like they were too adult for me at the
Yeah,
time.
me too. Me too.
I loved him in this movie. Like,
Oh yeah.
I like that he's not like, he's like, I'm not trying to act like younger than I am. Like, I'm not the heartthrob guy anymore. Like, I'm just gonna be an actor. Like, I like, you know what I mean? Like, he's not
Yeah.
trying to stay in that, like, he's like, I'm gonna do the weird stuff now because I feel like it.
Yes, that's what I like about his
Yeah.
like this is his second
Right? He's like,
act.
I'm gonna just like do all the shit that
Cloud
I didn't
Atlas.
do before.
He did all that
Yeah.
crazy shit in Cloud
Cloud
Atlas. Like
Atlas
that
was
was
an awesome movie.
yeah, that's a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
The what was that? The Undoing, the one that he was in with Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
That was cool. That was a good HBO series, that prestige series.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever see that, like, About a Boy and all that stuff? 2 Weeks Notice.
So
I do remember.
I know that About a Boy got a lot of acclaim and all that. Like, I
Right.
know
I've never seen him.
I just like I never saw
That one I
any
never
of
saw.
those.
No, that
Mm-mm.
one. I mean, I remember them being around. Oh, Toni Collette's in that About a Boy.
Yeah.
Who's the kid? The kid's somebody. Oh, Nicholas Hoult.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what? Who's the director?
This movie
Whites.
came
Chris
out,
Whites,
I
Paul
feel
Whites.
like when we were drinking a lot. So it wasn't like
2002.
I know I was. No, 2002.
Yeah,
That's when it came out.
Oh, yeah, About a Boy. Yeah,
I mean, I was graduating high
I
school, so I'm like
was not
maybe soon
drinking at
after
all.
that.
I was not drinking at all.
There's just certain like like certain pockets of age where you're like
Yeah.
that's not what you're doing is going to the movies or watching. Especially I wasn't watching those movies.
I always watched movies. I've never watched those movies though. Like those movies were never like, and like if my like Notting Hill, I remember my Nino and Nina renting those. I was always like, I'm playing. I'm gonna do something.
Yeah, like there was a lot of movies
Yeah.
obviously like my mom was renting and it was like you're gonna watch what I
Right.
want to watch and you can pick what you want sometimes.
Right.
So yeah, the ones that I didn't want to see, it's like go to your room then, like, you
9
know.
Months, I kind of remember 9 Months
Mhm.
with Julianne Moore. Tom Arnold, wow, Tom Arnold. Yeah.
Hmm.
Tom Arnold. But I mean his second act definitely much fun, much more fun. He was in the Dungeons and Dragons movie, which was actually that's a good ass movie actually. That was a real good movie. I had a good time watching that movie. But yeah, this movie like yeah, like the here I'll get into it. But Chloe East, I kind of recognized her,
Hmm.
but I don't think I've seen anything with her in it. So that I don't know. She just probably looks like somebody else. Maybe this is I guess is the first. She was in the Fablemans. We haven't
We
seen that
haven't
yet.
seen it yet.
No.
Hmm.
One called The Wolf of Snow Hollow. Let's see. She gained popularity from her YouTube success in 2016. Oh, okay. Network TV series Ice. And in the 2017 2018 ABC series Kevin Saves the World. No, I don't know. She was pretty good in this.
Hmm.
Yeah. Sister Paxton.
Like I wasn't expecting her. It was like, oh, you're the main character. I thought it was
Yeah,
Sophie. So
right.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, she was pretty. Yeah, she was the final girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was the final girl.
Spoilers, guys.
Spoilers.
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 We
Yeah.
spoil it,
Spoil.
all of it.
Yeah.
Sorry, not
Yeah.
sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Sophie Thatcher, Sister Barnes, and like total like I had to ask Casey like, is it creepy that like we have or I had a crush on her and then Casey's like, well, we have a and then she's I'm like, oh, okay, cool, okay, I'm
Like,
good.
well, yeah, because I'm like, they're not actually like they're playing high school age, but they're
Yes,
not in high
they're not
school
in high
like
school,
at all. No.
but she and should see she was born in the year 2000, so she's gonna be 25. Gonna be 25.
She was born in the year
2000.
2000. Sorry, it's because my mom's sending me she sent them out of order. So I was getting confused on so many levels.
Okay.
'Cause she sent a comment about one picture she was sending, but another picture came before it.
Uh.
So I was like, that doesn't make sense. And then the picture is of one of her friend's sons who we haven't seen since he was a kid.
Okay.
And all they talk about is his long hair, his long hair. So it's his graduation photos, right? And I haven't seen this kid since he was like little, like
Uh huh.
Mason and Gavin little.
Okay.
And so in these pictures, he's like fucking Fabio. It's weird. So like it like was distracting and then I was
Ay ay
confused.
ay.
So yeah, that's what was happening
Ay ay.
in the year
Put your phone down.
2000.
The year 2000. Sophie Thatcher is in Yellow Jackets, and I think she's gonna continue this season too because they're still going like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
still
yeah.
back
And
in
then
the
I'm
forest.
sure I know they killed off what's her face, but I'm like they're gonna just still do flashbacks of her too. I would
I
feel.
hope so.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Spoilers for that too, guys. If you haven't seen that show
Anyway,
yet.
okay.
She was also in Maxine recently, in The Boogeyman. That movie Prospect, which was pretty cool. That's a cool movie. Yeah, she's like kind of popping up right now. She's kind of on the ups and ups. She's doing what she does. But I mean, this movie, pretty cool. A lot of talking. They play Mormons, right? They're
Mm-hmm.
right Mormons
Mm-hmm.
that go door to door, and they went door to door, and they
Mm-hmm.
entered his house, and they're talking to him about different religions, and he's a heretic
Well,
because
he's talking to them
he's
about
talking to
different
them about different
religions.
religions,
Yeah.
and then he like tricks them. It's like him testing their
It's
faith.
basically, to me, it felt a lot of like how you just don't ever want to offend. Everybody's worried about offending somebody. Like
Okay.
instead of like trusting their instincts and like, this doesn't feel right. But you're
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
polite. So it
Yeah.
was a lot of that.
Yeah.
Like,
There was a lot of
oh,
that.
okay. And it was like, no, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because like as young Mormon women, they like there's certain things that they have to do. They're very controlled, as with kind of a lot of religions happening out there. Which, like, the stuff. Okay, so the stuff that Hugh Grant was saying, I did not disagree with that much. But Sophie Thatcher and Chloe East, like the sisters, did put up like a good like rebuttal to what he
Mhm.
was saying, as far as like there's like I agree in that there's nothing wrong with being spiritual or having a spirituality thing, or like, how she says like it's a nice thing, like it just feels nice to be able to just pray for somebody, even
Mhm.
though I know it like doesn't do anything. Like,
Mhm.
it's just nice to have that, which I get. I
Yeah.
mean, I understand that, like, which is why like it's always thoughts and prayers,
Uh-huh.
like, which is like the automatic thing.
Mhm.
But it is a nicety in life, and like, if nothing, to give maybe like a loved one that's like not doing so
Yeah,
well,
because
or
it's like it sucks that it's always like prayers have to mean a certain thing, or
yeah.
they're categorized into certain, like, everybody prays how they pray.
Every pray
Like,
pray how you
you
pray.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So thoughts and
Yes.
prayers, yes, thoughts and prayers, like,
Yeah.
but it's like everything's so like lumped into Christianity or Catholicism that
Yeah.
it's like you don't want to say thoughts and prayers because you're like, I'm not gonna do that, but I'm gonna do my own. Like, I'm not gonna. It's we're not praying to the same thing or whatever. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I agree with you. I agree with you
So,
on that. And that's like, you know, uh, I'll talk down. Like, I'm hypocritical, and I like go back and forth on things. Like, I know, and
mm-hmm,
there's things that I'll like talk down on religion and stuff. But for the most part, like, I don't give a fuck like what you believe.
mm-hmm,
Just like, for the most part, like, it gets shoved down my throat either way.
yeah,
So it's like, I don't even like. It's like, okay, whatever.
mm-hmm,
Then I could shove my stuff down your throat too.
yeah,
Like, then that's fine.
mm-hmm,
Like, okay, that's how it works.
mm-hmm.
But for the most part, like, it's like, you do, and if that, like, with my dad and them, it works for them. Like, he's a successful man. Like, he has a positive outlook on things, and he tries to do, and it's like, all right,
Mm-hmm.
go for it. That works for you,
Mm-hmm.
and it works for other people too. But like, I get like there were things about that I agreed with Hugh Grant on. He was a bit more crass on things than I would have chosen to be,
Yeah,
I
like
think.
his like the ultimate when you
Very
find
cynical.
out what it
It was a
was that
heretic.
he was doing, like
Yeah.
it's like okay, no, like up until that
Very
point, I was
elaborate.
just very like, yeah,
Yeah.
and like you're saying, I didn't disagree with a lot of what
Yeah.
like or the like the comparisons he was making or
Yeah.
the well, what if I asked you this kind of thing, like. It was just like once he got to the end of it, it was just kind of like, okay, but no, like you can't just like there's also
Yeah,
like don't
like,
be a bad
and
person.
he was just trying to rope a dope them into being like some of these women in the cages that were
hmm
there, because he was trying to prove some sort of like that I don't know.
Well, he
He
was
was
just
trying.
saying control is the only form of
Yes,
religion.
control, and I do kind of like, there's a
Like I get that
agreement.
still, but
Yeah,
it's like okay, you don't join the side and
yes,
decide
you
to
don't join the,
control. Like
yes,
that's not the
yes,
point.
that's
Like
not the
that's
point.
where it cut it off for me. I'm like, yeah, it is. Control is like I get it. Yeah, it
Power,
is.
control,
It's
and power.
very
Yes,
powerful for people.
yes,
But just like his final, like his ultimatum over it, I was just kind of like, nah,
yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
no.
yeah. I was with you to a point,
Mhm.
but even at that, like, yeah, and then he slashed Sophie Thatcher's throat and shit. Like,
Mhm.
he was a very like, and he was a good menacing. Like, he was a good actor, and like, he did great in this. He
To me,
did great
that's
in
why,
this.
because
Yeah,
it's
it was
always
super
the ones you
menacing.
don't
Yeah,
suspect. Like,
yeah.
those are the scariest because I'm just like, I don't
He's a good
know.
face actor. He does like weird like things with his
Uh-huh.
face,
Or
and
I
he can
liked
switch it real quick.
his pacing, I guess, like his tempo, like where he chose to
Yeah.
pause or where he
Uh-huh.
chose to like elongate, you know what I mean,
Uh-huh.
stuff. That
I like
was
that.
mhm.
And then, I mean, they did great too. Topher Grace. Topher Grace was in this also. That was
Yeah, I was
pretty
like when he
funny.
popped up on the screen, I was like, "Oh, Foreman!"
Yeah,
He's
like,
gonna be
yeah,
Foreman forever for me.
that was out of nowhere. I was like, oh,
hmm
Topher Grace is in
Like it's
this.
him.
Oh,
See, I like
okay.
that about him too. It was like
Yeah,
he's
he
like,
can
okay,
kind of
I'm
do
gonna
this.
keep on like doing my acting, but I'm not. I don't need to be the main guy.
Yeah,
I don't need to be the superhero. Like I'm just
he's
gonna
like,
be in stuff, and I can be like the guy in the
I
background just
can be,
because
yeah.
it's fucking funny. Like
Can be a
you know what I
Mormon.
mean? Like
I
he
can be the leader of
can.
the
Yeah,
KKK
yeah,
and
yeah. Like
American Klansman. He
he
was,
can be
yeah.
the like one of the agents for the MI6, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
On
that's
the on what was
true.
that movie?
What was that movie? What was it?
American Ultra.
American.
Yeah, like
American
he can, you know what I
Ultra.
mean? He's like,
Yeah.
I have range. Like, I'm just gonna
He does
do.
have range.
He
Yeah.
does.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, his Eddie Brock though, in that Spider-Man movie. I don't know. I don't know about that. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. He was Eddie Brock. He was Venom.
Oh, I don't think I saw that
No,
one.
you didn't see that one? Oh.
No.
You could watch that one too.
Yeah, I
Okay,
didn't.
so Never Ending Story
Yeah, I don't think I
and
saw that
Spider-Man
one.
3.
There's so many Spider-Mans. There's so many.
So Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3 is the worst in the
Who's
trilogy.
the one? Who's the Spider-Man? Is
It's
it?
Tobey Maguire.
It's still Toby?
Mhm.
So it's
That's
the
the
last
last
Toby
Tobey.
one.
That's the last Tobey.
Yeah, I don't think I finished.
No?
No, I think I saw the second one. I don't think I saw that one. And then it was all of a sudden
It's
it was
still a-
Andrew Garfield and I was like, wait, what?
It's got things that work. It's still a Sam Raimi movie, so it's still
Mhm.
cool. Like there's still shit about
And
it.
I like Toby Maguire.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Let's see what we watch after this episode.
Who's the girl in this one? Is it still what's her face?
It's still what's her face.
No.
Yeah, but we'll see.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Heretic. That was a good movie. We had a good time watching it. I had a good time watching it. I recommend watching it. I'm not gonna go watch it again in the theater, but I will watch it once it comes out on streaming again.
Mhm.
Yeah. What else did I have on my list of things? Breath of Fire.
Yeah.
We
documentary.
watched documentary on Max called Breath of Fire about cult of Kundalini yoga. Guru Jaga. This Guru Jaga. What do you think about that?
That one.
How everything ended up too.
I like her mother.
Wait, is it over?
Yeah, it's done. That was the last.
Okay.
Her mom. Oh, every time she came on
Right.
screen, like she would just
Yeah.
break my heart.
Yeah.
But I was like, wow, like she seemed like such an interesting lady.
Yes.
Like she really did. Her mom seemed like such an interesting
She
woman.
seemed like such an interesting person. Such like I want to be friends. I wish she was my neighbor.
Yeah, or a teacher,
Yeah.
or like my aunt or something.
I
like
wish they were my
somebody-
neighbors.
Yeah,
Her
like,
and the stepdad. I'm like,
I was like, they're cool.
yeah,
mhm.
I'd cut his grass, or I'd help him out with something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, to me, it was just it's those kind of documentaries about cults and stuff are always they do make me sad. Just because like a lot of the people that got into that in the first place were like at their lowest point.
Right.
And they got sucked into just because somebody gave them warmth and love and whatever. Like it always starts out that way,
Mhm.
and then you know what I mean. Like it's basically what is it, Stockholm syndrome?
Yeah.
Like you
Heretic.
get so used to you're just so
Heretic.
used to
It's the control.
whatever's happening
Yeah.
that it doesn't like it's not that bad, it's not that bad until it's just like whoa, like when did it turn
It
into
gets to that
this?
point. Yeah.
So I'm always sad for the people. I was sad for the kids that got raised in
Me too.
that and like the stuff that happened to them. Like that breaks my heart.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Like imagine getting sent to India to just like a building that
I'm
like
gonna send you like you're gonna get
Yes.
the true legit training from these yogi in
And
India, and no, they were abused.
Yep.
Like that's awful.
Yeah.
And then like
Like of course have resentment.
poor parents,
Yeah.
like the thought they
I
were
mean-
doing this like grand wonderful thing for their kids, and then
Yeah.
it's like now they have no relationship with them because their kids like hate them for it.
Yeah.
You know, that
Pobre.
sucks.
It sucks. It
That
does.
sucks.
Yeah. And like it's just one of those things where they are all still very intelligent people, very well
Yeah.
spoken, and the ideas that they adopt, like they
Right, it
still
always
aren't,
comes from a
like,
good. I'm
they're
always like,
coming from a good
yes,
place.
like that.
People are always
yes.
coming from a good place,
So
but
it makes
they
it
just
seem like when
yeah.
other people believe in stuff, or like when you tell people, yeah, I do yoga, it's just like some people have a thing or whatever
Yeah.
they think of it or what they
Mhm.
think it is, or like it does seem culty or whatever, but it's like it doesn't hurt you to be a nice person. Like it doesn't
Right.
hurt you to be a nice person. And it's just so many people have been not nice, like somebody's been not nice to them, that it makes it hard
Yeah.
to be a nice person.
Yeah.
And some people lose track of like, I'm not gonna let the bitterness get in there, and you know?
I get that. And it's just the pursuit of something outside of themselves, right? And
Mhm.
something outside of themselves
And
that can
it's
guide
mostly
them.
like they wanted community.
They want
Like more than anything,
yes.
they stayed because of the people that were
Yes.
there,
Yeah.
not because of the thing
Yeah.
itself. It was because had a purpose and they had a
Yeah.
task to do and they had people that depended on them or cared about them or you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And then that gets taken away from them. So it's just like
Yeah.
fuck, like
And like, that think about that and those people that did like excommunicate themselves from family and like
mhm.
they don't have any relationship with their parents. Then they weren't even there when the dad had died or shit
Mhm.
like that. Like just
Mhm.
imagine that. Like, just the guilt
Yeah.
and how foolish you feel.
Mhm.
But I mean, it's just like that's what it like they prey on that.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
prey on
Or
that.
just to be able to hear their story too is just like, oh, like I always feel guilty for watching stuff like that because I feel like sometimes to get that kind of information or to make a documentary, like you have to exploit people or you
Yeah,
have
I
to,
get that.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you have to be a bad guy to a certain extent because how would anybody else find out?
Mhm.
But I'm always like in my mind, I always do a little like a grateful for the person for sharing, not the person
Yeah,
that
of
made the
course.
documentary, but the people that are being
Yeah.
interviewed.
You know,
Like, you know what I mean?
I mean,
Like, that's a brave thing to just tell.
documentarians are doing a service in some way. Like they are. Like,
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I
uh-huh.
respect documentarians way more than like journalists. You know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
there's
Like, I
certain
know it's not a same boat to
but I
put them
think
in.
they're like I think a lot of them are in somewhat journalists. They're visual
No,
journalists trying to tell
yeah.
a
I
story
mean, I
about
feel like more
communities.
like I just associate it with like news, like like
Oh, like
evening
the
news. You know what I
that's
mean?
not
Like
that's not real.
that
I
kind
mean,
of like I don't have,
yeah, I get that.
you know, like
Yeah.
that kind of
I'm with you.
thing.
I'm with you on
Yeah.
that. Yeah. But no, the like that like I get that. Like you have to kind of prod and prod for those
Yeah, yeah,
stories and you
yeah.
have to pull it
Like
out from them,
mhm.
which is it yeah, that is icky. Um but I'm also sure like there's some there's people that could choose not to be a part of it. There are definitely,
Mhm.
like that Tegan and Sarah documentary where I also saw
Mhm.
that Tegan and Sarah documentary, like that one person at the end that didn't choose to be a part of it.
Mhm.
And they still gave that person the benefit of the doubt at the end of the day. And I was like, no, that person was the fucking person fucking with you guys. Like, I don't know how the fuck you like, well, they were so it's still out there. I'm like, they're not still out there. That was the person. You were fucking
Mhm.
talking like I was just watching it like, no, what the fuck?
Mhm.
Like, no. Anyway. But like, I don't know, like I think yeah, like it's this. You could tell which documentaries they are exploity. Like the one with the I can't believe they did that with us. Oh
Oh.
my god. Why
Yeah,
did
what
they
was
do
it?
what was her name? The real orphan, the story of that movie Orphan.
Can't
I forgot her name.
remember.
But that was super exploitative. Like after like
That yeah, that
it that
was
one ended up at a certain point and then they gave it another like season essentially
mhm.
to like extend and pull out from the shit.
And it's
That's
because of
exploitative.
like
Yeah.
they were such characters that they're like,
Oh
"Oh, we
right.
gotta get
Right.
this." Like,
Right.
and that to me is just so like
Yeah.
slimy.
Yeah, that one felt
Super
icky to watch. That
slimy.
one felt icky to
Yeah, I don't
watch.
think we even finished it
Nah.
ever because I was just like, I can't. This is
Yeah.
slime.
Yeah.
Or any TMZ documentary.
Oh
Like I'm
yeah.
like I felt so like with the Richard Simmons one. I'm like, this was not a real
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like he deserved better. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't know. Yeah, but these ones like I like Breath of Fire,
No,
I
I'm
felt
yeah, that's why I'm saying I have like a love hate. Like I love
yeah.
watching documentaries, but in the back of my head, I'm just like, oh, I feel bad for the people
Oh
that get
yeah.
exploited.
Uh,
Like,
it's it sucks that there had to be a I thought about that while we were watching this. It
mm-hmm.
sucks that there had to be a documentary about you.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah. Or
sucks.
even like I loved like one of the children, she's speaking as an adult, and you find out what happened to her, and she's still like, even what she said was like, yeah, I don't want everybody to know my business. Like I'm a very private person,
Yeah.
but I had to say, like I
Yeah.
had to,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
once they like say like I didn't want it to happen to somebody else, it's like that's when somebody says something
Yes.
because Like, you know what I mean? Like, they had to sit there and
Yes.
take it, but they don't want somebody else to have to sit there and take it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And, like, that's just, like, to me, that's kindness.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Very much so.
yeah.
Very much so. Yeah, there's definitely like those there's like dueling documentaries that exploit the same situation, and one's like the real documentary and one's like telling it from this side of the story. Yeah. But like that. Those are the reason, like that's why it's those reasons why we need stuff like that still. Like we need that type of quote unquote entertainment. It's edutainment. You know what I mean? It kind of,
Yeah.
I mean, yes, it is like spicy,
I mean,
saucy
I've learned a
shit.
lot of stuff just from watching documentaries, like how
It's like you learn about it and then you still like dig into it a little more and like, you
like
know
you
what I
still
mean?
go and do a little more research
Mm-hmm.
because it piqued your interest in the first place. Like,
Yeah.
but a lot of stuff, like I wouldn't know about a lot of things if I hadn't watched
Yeah.
a documentary.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I would have been
Send us more
shown
documentaries.
a
Send us
documentary as
documentaries.
a younger child. Like, I wish I could have,
There's some
like you
music
should show them
documentaries.
to
Yeah.
kids, like, you know
Yes.
what I mean? Just so that they can see that that's, you don't always have to watch like reality like this is reality. Like a documentary is reality. Like I'd rather watch that a million times over than any reality TV. Like that's
Yes.
not real.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, you know what I
I'm with
mean?
you. I'm with you. I'm with you.
And I feel like more young people should like get, you know what I mean? Like it
Yeah.
should be directed more at that instead of all
I
the
think what pulled me into documentaries was music documentaries.
yeah.
Like was watching on like being super into music and then watching on the process of this and making that and like, oh well, let me learn about David
See, I feel
Bowie. Let
like
me learn about
I shouldn't
this.
say
Like,
that because I know, like on the like Reading Rainbow
oh yeah,
or
yeah,
on what was it, Mr. Robin,
Mr.
Mr. Rogers,
Rogers.
like those ones did
Oh
show
yeah,
like, oh, we're
yeah.
gonna take you to a factory
Uh
and show you how they
huh.
make crayons.
Yeah,
We're
that's
gonna take
true.
you here
Sesame
and show
Street
you
would
how
do
they
things
make
like that too.
So I'm
Yeah.
like, I shouldn't say that because they did. But it's like other stuff that got taken over, like, oh, that's boring. And it's like, no, like, that's cool. Like,
That is cool stuff. Like it's cool. You know, I know that there's still like shows like the how things work and all like things like that. Like there are still things like that that are
yeah.
out there that are accessible. It's just not what's like force fed to our children.
Yeah.
It's not. It's actually
That's
just there's a
why.
lot of slop out there. There is a lot of slop that's like kind of rising to the top. Slap it a tappy. Slap it tap. We also watched 24-Hour Party People recently
I
and
told Alexis she's gonna watch it soon.
good movie.
She's like, what? Why didn't I ever hear about this
It's
movie?
about Factory Records, and it's like a drama
I told her, I go, it's
biopic.
like a mockumentary. I
It's kind
go,
of a
but if you
mockumentary
don't know
too. Yeah.
anything about or the bands or just any stuff that they're talking about, you would probably think it was like, is this real?
It when I
Like,
saw it for the first time, I was like, "Wait, what is
yeah,
that?"
you're like,
I
is
was
this?
super
Yeah,
confused
yeah.
by the
You're like, I think
format of
this
the
is
film.
fake, but I don't know.
Very unorthodox, like
Mhm.
mockumentary, but still narrative fiction type movie. And then like
Mhm.
it's shot with like digital camera and stuff like that. So like back in the day, that digital camera, like that's how Dancer in the Dark was shot. Like
That was
the
one you said we needed
Oh,
to
we need to
watch
watch
too,
that.
right?
That
That
one's
one.
up. That one's on. Oh yeah, Dancer in the Dark. That one's super depressing, but it's very good.
Yeah, that's why you were like, I don't know if I want to watch this right now. But yeah, haven't seen that since I was a kid, so I don't even remember what I was
The Bjork
watching.
musical. Oh yeah, it is fucking good, and it's Lars von Trier, so of course it's depressing. And
Yeah.
of course it's sad. Like, of course there's bad shit that happens. Fucking Lars von Trier.
Hmm.
But yeah, 24-Hour Party People. It is one of like it stands among one of my favorites. I don't know why I don't own it. I think I should get it. I kind of want it now. About the tells the story of Factory Records and like the kind of like the story of dance culture in Manchester, right? That's where they were at, and just how that like started, like how it started from post punk, new wave, like Joy Division and like Susie and the Banshees and stuff like that, and went all the way to like the Happy Mondays and like other club gig, things like that. So I don't know what yeah, good movie. Like I don't know, I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
It's
And
real
then of course
funny.
all the music, you're just like, yeah, it's all my
Yeah,
jams.
so many of my jams, and then just like Manchester, like just the where they're at looks
Yeah.
awesome.
I'm like, I want to go there.
Right? Like it just looks beautiful. Like it looks gloomy, but it's like still like
Yeah.
mod and
Mm-hmm.
punk and goth and still like all the
Yeah.
clubs, like all the shows that they were at, like
Mm-hmm.
grimy, and it's like I want to be back
Mm-hmm.
then again now.
Right?
I guess to kind of like start rounding this out and wrapping this up, like I did want to like I feel like that and punk rock came out of moments like this.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna kind of bring it back to the
Yeah, I get
election.
what you're saying. Like, I
Like
like that I've been seeing a lot of artists post about, like, this is our time to
this
shine.
is
Like, this
our
is the time
moment,
to, like,
and it sucks that it had to come back to this because a second Trump
mm-hmm.
presidency is not gonna be fun for anybody. And I know like there's probably friends on here that are like don't are probably apathetic to it or probably think like we're over exaggerating or like maybe a couple of you voted for Trump. You know that's that. I mean if I don't know why you're here. Like if you voted for Trump, I mean even at that, if you're here and you're very accepting of gays and if you're very accepting of this and a lot of like a lot of the things we're saying make sense to you and stuff, then why did you vote that? Like why would you?
Mm-hmm.
That's very anti like what he's very anti what this progress.
Mm-hmm.
He's already stacking up the courts with all the neo like he's gonna stack his cabinet with the worst people in the world. So it's just in these times, like punk rock formed in these times,
Mm-hmm.
and being a conservative is not the new punk rock. There's people saying that type of shit, and like some old punks, like Michael Graves, one of the singers from the Misfits. He's like
Mm-hmm.
a super conservative and shit like that, a Trumper, and it's like,
Mm-hmm. But you
what the
also have
fuck?
to,
What?
to me, it all boils down to money. And once
Yeah.
you hit a
Yes.
certain bracket of money, I feel like you become conservative
Right
just
ringers make
because
so much money.
that's
They do.
why. And it's like people get converted to being conservative because of like they're lured with
They
money.
make
And
so
it's
much
like
more money.
it shows, I mean, obviously it's working. Obviously there's something to it, but it's like, okay, does money matter more than people for you? And if it does, then okay, go there. Like,
But it's
but
this.
it's all about it's
It's
money.
certain Republicans make more money. That's what it is also.
No, I know, I get
Republicans
what
have
you
convinced the
mean. Like,
populace that they're going to be millionaires like them.
but that's why.
Mhm.
That's why that's just
Mhm.
it's always about money. It's like,
Mhm.
well, I wasn't trying to be anti-gay. I just wanted to be rich.
Mhm.
That's all it is.
Mhm.
That's all it is.
Mhm. With a lot of racism sprinkled in
Yeah,
there. With a lot of
yes, with a
racism
lot
like
of that,
sprinkled in
with
there.
a lot
With a
of
lot of
that.
that. And also like the Democrats didn't do themselves any favors, And they're like there's a two-party system. We need more than that. It's
Yeah,
just there needs to be other people
yeah.
in the race that we could
Mhm.
fucking choose from, and people
Mhm.
would compete with each other and try to
Exactly,
be the
because it
right.
would make it
Yes,
a little more cutthroat. Like
yes,
there can't just be two.
yeah.
Like
We
no.
had shitty choices all the way
Ooh.
through, and people spoke, and they want, and they're gonna see it's gonna get bad. But bringing it back to this is the moment. All of my fellow artists, all of my fellow punkers, all of my fellow like you grew up like us, you listen to things like us, you dress like us, you do what we do. Like this is what we do, and we resist. That's what we do is we resist. We resist, and we push forward on progress, and we don't ask for permission to do that. Like, because they're not going to give us permission. They're not going to give us the permission to do that. So we make the art we make, whether or
Mhm.
not you get into the space that you want to be in. Then if it doesn't work in that space, you go to another space that it's going to
Mhm.
work in.
Mhm.
You find that community that's going to fucking pay attention. And those numbers will get bigger, and those people will find you. That community will grow, and like it's like we just got it. We'll be louder when we have more people around us.
Mhm.
That's what it is. So it's just like I don't know. I just I was gonna ask you I know that we got a couple episodes coming out before the end of the year, and then like like there's gonna be a few like grandes éxitos, greatest hits type things, and some other stuff I'm gonna put out. Just like maybe re-release an episode or two towards the end of the year, because the end of this year is gonna get busy with family stuff and everything, and
Mhm.
we're probably gonna only have time to maybe record a couple episodes.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask you, like, what are your hopes for like the new year, moving forward? Um, what are your goals? Personal goals, and it doesn't have to be about a community. It can be about what you want, like as far as you
Mhm.
personally, for us, for the house. Like, what are your goals? What are your hopes for like the future? And what do you want? Like what, like I guess like leave it on a positive note. Like, what
Mhm.
do you feel like? What are your goals for this year?
I mean, for this coming year,
Yeah,
I feel like it's going to be a lot of education, and I'm glad and I'm excited.
yeah,
So I feel like I'm going to just focus on that. And I mean, yeah, I'm just going to focus on getting better at my craft, like however I can, wherever I can, if I learn
yeah.
something new. Or like, I always feel like I don't like feeling comfortable, because then I feel like you have to, like, I
Uh
like
huh.
having some like comfort and whatever, but like I always want to be like, okay, and then what? And then what? And what's next? So I feel like the education's going to help feed that a little bit. And then that comes with travel. So I love traveling, and I'm hoping that we can go to another country, like to
Yeah, that's
visit
very
and to
much,
see.
yeah.
And
I have my passport thing in December still. I have that
mhm,
meeting still, so I'm gonna get my passport in
mhm,
December. Fucking
yeah.
shit. Fucking
That
yeah.
way we can, you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
want to like visit other places, like,
Yes.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. There was a ship, there's a cruise line that we saw that's advertised. Like you can live on that cruise line for the next 4 years of the Trump presidency. Who knows? Maybe we might do that. Who knows?
Hmm.
I'm with you. Traveling, yeah, for sure. Like more traveling this year. Like,
Mhm.
and that's that we're stacking up them points, baby. We're stacking up them points. So
Mhm.
we're gonna try to use them points for them travels.
Yep.
Yeah. But definitely like your education, I'm looking forward to this year as well. Um because I get to join on those trips. But also because like I'm proud of you, and I think that, and like Casey got a little bit of a scholarship that she applied for, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
gonna help her out doing some education stuff. So congrats on that.
Thanks.
It was awesome. Like,
Yeah.
and like she fucking like she did it like she
It
was
was
super
such
late
a
night. It was
like I had been I had the window open on my phone for weeks since I had heard of it. It was at the beginning of October, I think, when it got announced, and
yeah,
like you had until the end, like Halloween, to submit.
yeah,
And it was for K-18, and they were offering scholarships. I think it was like two recipients were still like in school or about to graduate, were supposed to get 10,000, and then 10 recipients of 1,000. And I would had been sick for 2 weeks, and I remembered that I still hadn't
yeah. You were
submitted
still
it.
sick.
And I wrote
Yeah,
out my little essay like 5 different times. And then I was rereading it and proofreading it. And then I thought to myself, I was like, I don't want to write what I think they want to hear. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
I was like, I'm already at the age where I'm like, no, like,
yeah,
so I erased it, and then I wrote like just true, and I won. Like, that's fucking
yeah.
awesome.
That's
Like,
awesome.
I wanted to cry this morning,
Yeah,
especially
you
after
did
having
great.
that nightmare. I haven't.
I
I
know. It
love
was
to
a wild
sleep. Everybody
nightmare.
that knows me knows
I
I will hibernate, and if I could sleep for 12 hours, like I'll do it. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, that was I usually don't wake up feeling I've dreamt anything, and yeah, just I had a nightmare this morning.
I I know.
Uh-huh.
I know. I'm
So that
sorry.
was like after
Yeah.
that, and then getting to work and seeing that email that I wanted, it
Yeah.
was just like whirlwind of emotions today.
Right. Yeah. There's a lot
Yeah.
going on. A lot
But
going
yeah,
on.
that I was like, it just felt so like cool, because I'm like, okay, I'm like on this cusp, and like it's a milestone birthday. I'm turning 40, and I get to go to a class on my birthday, and now like we're gonna do this other class. Um,
It's gonna be good.
so I'm just like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
do all the like wherever there's a, and if we haven't been there yet, like let's fucking go
Yeah.
down. Hmm.
Yeah. That's awesome. I'm very proud of you. I'm very happy to be along. Like I'm very grateful that I'm along for this ride and this part of your life. I'm very thankful for you. And
Me
I'm
too.
very grateful for that. My goals, day job, new one, or something that can replace that somehow, some way. Uh, this podcast, I want to get it. Like, I need to tighten up ship, guys. I need to tighten up my own ship, and I need to, like the marketing and stuff, man. Like all this stuff, like marketing and like it's so you gotta be so it's so much.
To
It
me,
is so
I'm
much.
a big believer in word of mouth.
Me too.
And I feel like in this day and age, it's so hyped up. And like even with the hair
Which,
stuff, like
yeah,
you can't just be a hairstylist. You have to be a
but
videographer and you have to be a this and a that. And I'm just like,
uh-huh.
I like the more organic. So it's just like we have to be like
Which,
when we're gonna go to these classes or
yeah,
when we're out of town, that's why we gotta make those t-shirts.
yeah,
Like that's
yo, yeah, for sure.
you know
But
what I mean?
also,
And like
the second half of my goals this year
mhm.
is also like being out more and
Mhm.
being in the community more, going out to shows.
Mhm.
When we're out, like out of town, it's like, okay, well, let me talk to that person and ask them something. Or if we, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, and I think we're pretty good with that. I think we
Mhm.
communicate pretty, like, our talk to your Uber driver. Like,
Mhm.
they are people. Like,
Mhm.
talk to them because they are fucking nice most of the
Mhm.
time. They will tell you that
Yeah,
go to New
yeah.
Orleans and talk to anybody working
Mhm.
Uber, sit in front with them. Super cool people. Like
Mhm.
they know the city. They hear all the fucking things. Everybody's usually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've had a lot of cool Uber drivers out there.
Mhm.
At least that,
Yeah.
But even like, what we try to communicate, but like that, I want to be more. I want to communicate more. I
Mhm.
want to be more communal and community driven,
Mhm.
and I do want to put my money where my mouth is.
Yeah.
If I can, and like if I can demonstrate somewhere, I'll put my, I can be out there more if I need to. But be active more that way. I think that'll also influence the music, like that, like the music is still, it's gonna always be there. So that's
Mhm.
still, and other creative endeavors. Yeah, it's this and other creative endeavors, and like, I mean, it's like it's of course financials, it's day job, it's figuring that out, and like making sure that's all good so that everything else can fall in line. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And like, cause I mean, like, if I don't have all that, then how can I be here for you? You know what I mean? If I don't have all that, then how can I be able to enjoy the things that you're doing for your 40th? Or like, how can I, So it's that. Either way, yeah, yeah. It's a lot of uh getting back on the bettering myself train, um, to be the best partner I could be for you, and we could
Mhm.
do the best. We could be the power couple that we are in that photo.
Mhm.
Hmm. Yeah. We took a real cool picture, and I'll repost it after this episode. Yeah. Yeah. If I didn't say it at the beginning of this episode, this is what we call a Monster of the Week episode. So it's just like we're just like a recap of stuff. That's that. And I mean, any other news? Anything else of note?
I
Um,
mean, besides that, just seeing family and
yeah,
figuring out um
yeah.
like all the holiday
A
stuff.
lot of holiday stuff coming up.
Mhm.
It's family stuff. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot.
Mhm.
I'm sure it's gonna be a lot for you all out there.
Mhm.
So
Be
be
safe,
safe, buckle up,
be
be
kind.
kind with one another. When you get into those discussions at the table, you
Don't
know,
get into those discussions at the
or
table.
try not to, but also like stand your ground. I'll say that. Be nice. You can be nice, but if you're right, you're right. And Tia doesn't have to be right. And Tia can stew and be mad. Or Tio. Or Grandpa. Or somebody. They can stew. They can be mad. But you can be right. I'll say that. Any last words before the end? I guess. Like we're gonna do probably another couple episodes before the end of the year, so we'll say like a Merry
Yeah.
Christmas or Happy Thanksgiving or anything. But actually, this is the episode before Thanksgiving. So
Mhm.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
Um, gobble gobble.
Right? That was Alexis. So like, gobble, gobble, gobble. Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
Alexis.
Alexis. Happy birthday, Alexis.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can find us at MonoStereoVideo on the socials, at Instagram, on Instagram mainly at MonoStereoVideo, www.jjcaballero.com. But also we have a link tree, and I will post the link tree underneath. Casey is Harry, Deep Cuts underscore EP, at underscore JJCABALLERO. Our Ko-Fi page is up there, or I think it's Coffee or Kofi. I heard somebody say Kofi the other day. I was like, oh, okay, I guess it's Kofi.
Because what is it an abbreviation for or what?
I don't know. I don't know.
Because I feel like that would help discern the pronunciation
I
if
thought it was like
the.
finance, but it's like their little logo is like a coffee cup.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, so is it coffee or coffee or like, I don't know. I don't know. Either way, you could find the link underneath all this stuff. Other links that we're gonna link to. Linky.
Hmm.
Look at all the linkies. Next episode is gonna be a surprise because we have to kind of figure that out exactly what we're gonna do. Yeah. Any last words? Thank you very much, and we will listen to you later.